Greetings Believers, this is SuperZOMGBBQ and today we're going to be stepping back in time and going to Wild Mode. Wild Mode, why? Because we are going to be going back to WrestleMania tier and picking some of my favourite cards from that tier and playing Wild Mode. Now the reason why I'm playing Wild Mode is just really to showcase how the game mode works, and a lot of people are confused about how it would work and the ways in which it would benefit people to actually play the game mode. And realistically speaking, because there's no exhibition anymore, this is effectively the brand new exhibition. This is specifically meant to be the game mode you want to play if you just want to chill out and play with any card and you actually tag certain Season 1 cards or Season 2 cards or Season 1 cards or Season 3 cards. You choose how you play. This is completely a choice. Now you can see there I actually made my dream squad. Now I've got a couple of fusions in here. I've got some normal cards as well. I actually give myself a couple of cards that, let's say, were losers in PCC. So the Nikki Bella, for example, and that Seth Rollins, purely because I wanted those cards. Now you may notice that on the left hand side I have put a little ring around the S1 tag. I mentioned this previously. The S1 tag is to show that these are Season 1 cards. Now one other thing to mention to you is that the stats on these cards are completely bugged. Those are not the stats, as far as I believe, that you will be seeing on your Season 1 cards. I'm now going to choose my wild deck, and you can see it's got a bit of a different look to it compared to the normal ranked Royal Rumble Money in the Bank exhibition that we know from Season 2. But you're also going to see a new animation that makes it special when you level up to another tier. And you'll see here, I actually get myself up to WrestleMania Plus. When I get to WrestleMania Plus, a cool little animation happens. As soon as I add Seth Rollins into that, it goes up and actually gets to Hardened tier. And you're going to see again, as soon as I put in Daniel Bryan, it's then going to lift up even further. And my tag in this team, the left arrow, is actually the Ravishing Rick Rude, the card from Season 1 with the greatest amount of charisma. I've never used that card before, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it this once. And there's Ravishing Rick Rude in there as well. But I'm up to Ultimate Plus Plus now, even before I put my Divas in. Just whilst I'm training up, and yes, as far as I can see here, you can use Season 2 and Season 3 cards to train up your Season 1 cards. If you've got some back from feedback, you're going to be able to do that as far as we can see from here. However, one of the reasons I chose AJ Lee and Nikki Bella is showing me go up to Ultimate Plus Plus, even though I was an Ultimate Plus Plus. I don't know why that's the case, but maybe that's just, maybe I wasn't quite an Ultimate Plus Plus. I'm going to put in my 2 supports as well. Anyway, I'm going to face it up against B Muscles again because he's my favourite kind of guy. He's the kind of guy that just sits there and wild and ranked and just lets me beat him and stuff. It's cool. We're going to see it's a very different layout to Money in the Bank, ranked, all the standard modes, Royal Rumble, etc. And you'll see that from the new modes that you've got in Season 3, that they've all got a little bit of something different to them. Wild Mode effectively is going to be held in a different area, different environment, and you're going to see here by some of the animations that are available through these, the women's match between AJ Lee and Bayley, that you're going to see a different type of animation show up. And this is how crazy the Season 3 matches are going to get. See, I'm actually hanging out with the crowd there. I jump up into the ring and it's a different animation completely. And then Bayley's going to do exactly the same thing on her side. AJ Lee gets the win against B Muscles. They're going to have a speed match, and I'm going to pick in Daniel Bryan for this against Seth Rollins. And you're going to see again that Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins both have different animations. One comes up from one side of the ring, one comes up from another side of the ring, and literally it's designed to show this is kind of like a training mode. It's effectively do whatever you want, try out what you want to. This is what Wild Mode's about, effectively being able to do as you wish to, with a card you wish to, using whatever card you want to. You see me facing Season 3 cards, I could easily put those Season 3 cards in my deck and use those instead. But you've got Ravishing Rick Rude and also the NXT Nakamura there going up against each other. Rick Rude wins easily 3-0 to me. And we move on then to get our pulls. Now, in this video, stay tuned because we do get ourselves an Ultimate pull, which is the highest level in the new WWE SuperCard. You've got the Elite, the Hardened, and then you've got the Ultimate tier as well. And it's crazy how awesome the new animations are. So we're going to get ourselves a couple of pull there. A couple of things. You can watch videos to get more picks. I decided to go up against a different person this time. I decided to go up against Samsung's. And I believe he's got the same deck as I actually faced in Ranked in another episode. If you want to watch that, go watch it over there. Ranked mode is great as well. The women's match now, I'm going to use the second wind against Asuka, and we're going to get the win there for AJ Lee. Again, those stats won't look that way when we get into the real game. And that's just a small disclosure. Whilst I use Nikki Bella there, just a small disclaimer that things may change. This is not an example of a finished product. It is as close as we're going to get to it in terms of footage before Season 3 comes out. But this is just a way of showing you how the game works, and there may be some changes before the game is released. This isn't PvP, this is all just AI animated, so it'd be awesome if they could do a ranked version of this, but there's obviously going to be a little bit less players. It's not really going to be the same as if you was playing ranked or any of the other modes, like Money in the Bank for example, or Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan taking care of Apollo Crews there. As we move on to another women's match, AJ Lee taking care of Sasha Banks. Now we're going to move to our pool. This is our ultimate pool. This is the pool I was so psyched about. Not only was it an ultimate pool, it was a pretty ultimate pool. I mean, check this out. Not only is it a good card, this is a top of the tier card. Seth Rollins is one of the #1 cards in Ultimate Tier. Now unfortunately I won't be able to keep these cards, but if I could, what a way to start off the Ultimate Tier with one of the best cards in the game. Seth Rollins, one of the top superstars in WWE right now. We're going to see that animation several times. I would love to know if you get that for things like SummerSlam pools and whatnot. But you can see that Seth Rollins has some incredible stats. And you're going to see in a couple of videos time when we have a look at the pros how high those stats go. And trust me, it's definitely worth having a look. And in fact, I might even link it into the video. Go check it out. I've just got ourselves an ultimate pool, an ultimate pool. Can we call it an ultimate pool? An incredible pool from Wild Mode, getting ourselves our first ultimate card, which we pulled off the board. Again, we're going to win pretty much undefeated in the entirety of my time at Cat Daddy Studios here, but that wasn't because of PvP, that was just purely because of luck, if I'm going to be honest. Ravishing Rick Rude kicking ass with the charisma there. That charisma is just crazy. Like over 19,000 charisma, 20,000 if you got the tag. It's mental. If you got yourself in Ultimate Pool and you're watching this after SuperCard Season 3 has been released, then please let me know in the comment section below what your Ultimate Pool was, if you have been able to get there yet. Otherwise, let me know what your Elite and your Hardened pools were instead. I don't think we actually pull anything more than Ultra Rare from this point, but at this point it's looking at the gameplay and seeing how good the game is. Let me know what you think about the surroundings in Wild Mode as well. Now I wanted to talk about some other bits and pieces. I don't actually been playing any more games in Wild Mode, but we actually talked about some additional bits and pieces which are really worth looking at. Some small bits you might not notice in WWE SuperCard Season 3, but are worth talking to you about. Now you'll see in the card list you've got, there's a section called In Deck. Now I put a ring around that. Now that says where your cards are actually sitting in at the moment. Now it says Exhibition. That might change to in Wild Mode or in Ranked Mode. And the way that this works is that everyone complains that you can't remove your cards from decks, or if you have to come out and go to Money in the Bank or go to King of the Ring or whatnot. Now if your card's in Exhibition or Wild or Ranked Mode, you have to physically remove those from that mode. If it's anything like King of the Ring, if it's in Money in the Bank, if it's in anything that's open other than the Ranked and Wild modes, you can actually press the X button, which you're going to see at the top there, which I'll put another ring around as well. You can press that X button and remove it manually. Actually press the X button, it will actually show up as an active X button, where you can click that and actually remove your cards from the deck automatically without having to go into Exhibition. So if that's a card you don't use in Exhibition, you can actually remove that from all decks by literally just clicking a couple of points. I think that's quite ingenious, and actually additional point that is definitely worth mentioning. So if you are ever in that situation where you're thinking, I want to remove this card from my deck, I want to boost my deck up to the next level, and I've got an ultra rare in my King of the Ring deck, you can actually remove that out of your King of the Ring deck without even having to go into it. But that is it from me. I am done. Thank you so much for watching this latest episode. And if you have watched any of the others, that's fantastic. Remember to like this video, to share it on to your friends, because you want to see how people see Wild Mode to potentially get their Season 1 cards before Season 3 goes live on Wednesday the 16th. Also remember to subscribe to this channel by pressing the button beneath me, alternatively pressing the red subscribe button that appears on YouTube. Also go to the description below to check out my Twitter, Twitch, and also my Discord and Instagram links, and I will see you all very soon. One last thing before we go, you might want to check out the next video, because I've got a feeling it's gonna be